And then the last round here, there's a lot of stuff. So you've got Battlecruiser and Vikings, Reapers and Hellions, and Marauders and Tanks. So in this case, you send a lot of stuff. Your Immortals, your Zealots, your Templar, and your Sentry down here. Sentry's probably not necessary. I don't really use it much, but I couldn't figure out where else to use it. It'd probably be good on this side here, just to soak up some Reaper damage, but you'd have to be careful not to get it attacked. Anyway, so Colossus and all your Archons go up here, and then your Phoenix and all your Stalkers go up here. So speed it up until we're ready. Okay. So this is kind of a strange strategy, and I'm not sure if it's intended. Probably not. But the Vikings in this mix, if they reach around this line and nothing is sort of attackable, meaning your Phoenix are far back, then they will transition into a ground phase. You know, they'll land. And once they land, then what I do is I actually use Graviton Beam and pick them all up so that, well, all of them but one, since there's 5. And then I quickly run my Stalkers in. Make sure you don't blink in when you do that. You have to actually run, because you need blink cooldown to be up in case you need to pull out a Stalker that gets low health. So anyway, I Graviton Beam 4 of these Vikings, and I quickly run in my Stalkers and force them to attack the Battlecruiser. Make sure you right-click that Battlecruiser, because you don't want them attacking just random Vikings. The Battlecruiser is really what will do the most damage here. Once that's dead, or once it's low, the Graviton Beams will be running out, so you'll probably have to recast those. And from that point, it's just cleanup. So you'll kind of see what I do here. I also put these Stalkers on hold at this point, because they will actually get an aggro range of the Vikings as they land. So you might want to avoid this Stalker from running up there. So here comes the Graviton Beams, like so, and then I run my Stalkers in. They're all attacking the Battlecruiser. I watch my Stalker health. Those two got low, so I blink them back, and I redo Gravitons, and then it's just cleanup at that point. So that's one way to do it. I think you're intended to actually engage with the Phoenix, but if you do that, you will lose something probably. So this one is probably supposed to be harder, but I just kind of just grabbed everything and you know, attacked. And just watch the shield level of your Archons, because Archons obviously they have 10 health, so once their shield is gone they die pretty much. So just micro back any that get low. It's real easy. This wave is very, very annoying. Extremely hard if you're trying not to lose anything. It took me a lot of practice and many, many reloads. But basically what you do is you keep everything kind of near the pillar in the back, and the overall strategy is if you don't want to lose anything, you have to deal with tanks that want to siege up. And of course, when they siege and do 65 damage or whatever it is, that really blasts on all these weaker units. But you still got Marauders that you have to kill. So what I found actually I had to do is I make 4 hallucinated Zealots, so these don't count against my losses. And I run those in as soon as possible. The further back you can engage, the better. And it takes 4 of them because 2 will not survive long enough. You need them to live long enough so that all the siege tanks trigger their siege mode AI, whatever it is. And once they all siege up, then they'll kind of be stuck there for a while the Marauders run forward. The Marauders will get out of range of the siege tanks, and once they are out of range, then you take your whole army actually and run them up and engage the Marauders. Make sure you use Storm for some extra DPS kind of on the Marauder ball, And then as soon as that last Marauder dies, immediately run back over here, because the siege tanks will be coming in and sieging up again. Then from there, you just go in with Immortals only, because of their hardened shields, as we discussed before. So yeah, it's kind of, it's hit or miss. You have to try it a lot, but that's what ended up happening. So you can see I run those in, and it triggers siege on everything while the Marauders go forward, and then they have to unsiege and come forward. So as these are unsieging and moving forward, I've engaged with everything to quickly kill Marauders. Threw in a storm. Those are dead, and then I quickly run back. And you can see, I mean, I got lucky. This Zealot could have very easily died. So you have to try it a lot, even if you do everything right. But anyway, everything runs back while these are re-sieging. And if you do it well, you'll get out of range before anything dies with a siege. So yeah, just like that, barely. And then they will go back into normal mode, and while they're doing that, you grab your Immortal team only and move those forward. And then while they're sieging up, this is perfect time to engage, and it's just clean up from there. One thing to keep in mind is that siege tanks have that sort of minimum range while they're in siege mode. So if you can get your Immortals right inside them, then that'll just lower the actual amount of attacks that can come in. Anyway, so that's it. It's kind of fun to try it this way without any losses, so I encourage you to mess around, and thanks for watching.